me put this over here for a second. Hey, 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 loves, peace, peace, peace. We are live. Welcome to All Things Self, All Things Mastery. This is Thursday evening where we discuss all things mastery. And this evening, I have a very informative live broadcast, live information for you. So welcome in. Of you who are new to me, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Venus. I am an expert self-mastery mentor. I am also a best-selling self-published author. Current books right now is 4. I am also the visionary of all things mastery in corp. And every Thursday evening, I come before you and I give you the tips, tools, and techniques you need so you can do what? Elevate your life. Okay. Information is always good. What does the good book say? We perish for the lack of knowledge. Hi, April. How are you, my lovely? So as you come in, listen, set the vibration, raise your vibration. How many of you know that in order to elevate, in order for you to master self, you need to do what? Sit down sometimes. It's okay not to be scrolling. How are you, my love, April? It's okay to sit down. It's okay to pause. It's okay, right? To just relax, right? It's okay not to be scrolling. And so this is the opportunity that you have for you to do just that. Learn how to master self and master your reality. Why is this so important? I am about to tell you. So if you will come in, please feel free. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. I love when you engage. I love reading your questions. I just love serving other people with the information that they need to better their lives. With that being said, this evening, we're going to be speaking about Stop. Somebody say it with me. Stop. You're doing your New Year's resolutions all wrong. And I'm going to share with you some invaluable information that a lot of you do not currently know, that a lot of you either know and are not putting these things in, applying these things to your life. So if you want to know how not to be in the 80 percentile of individuals who are not reaching their goals, who are what some of us call failing, right, in their New Year's resolution. So this live is dedicated to all the individuals who are writing out their plans, their New Year's resolutions, new me, new life. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And I'm here to tell you 80% of individuals who continually make New Year's resolutions fail between the first and the fourth month. The first and the fourth month. Okay. So in order for you not to be included in that 80%, you need the information. Now, whether you apply it, that's your business. Okay. That is absolutely your business. However, what we can't say is the information is not there. Hi, Lala. Hi, beautiful. How are you, love? Success. How are you, love? And so this is the information that you need. Now, according to the stats, this is what it is. So when I say stop, okay, when I say stop and pause, if you are dating, if you are sexting, if you are chasing the bag, if you are wanting marriage, if you are wanting to expand your spirituality, if you want to elevate, no matter what you want, if you want new opportunities, what I encourage is for you to stop and to pause, because like I said again, 80% of men and women do not reach their New Year's resolution goal. And although there are a multitude of reasons why, I'm going to share a few of them so you can move from that 80 percentile to the 20% who are actually seeing their goals, their dreams, their New Year's resolutions, whatever it is. They're not just saying New Year's, new me. They're not just saying they're going to lose weight. They're not just saying they're going to eat healthier. They're not just saying they're going to attract more money. They're not just saying they're going to go on vacation more. They're not just saying they're going to forge healthy relationships. They're not just saying all of these things, because you have a lot of people doing this and less people actually doing the work. So how do we avoid falling in that 80 percentile of individuals? How do we move from point A to point B? And one of the ways you do that is by gaining information. So my encouragement, my advice, right? is if you are currently dating, if you are currently sexing, if you are currently chasing anything, if you currently want more, take a pause, because there's information that you need to know. Why? So you won't set yourself up for failure. It is absolutely disappointing when people set goals and they are not met. Okay, we don't understand to the depth of what we should when it comes to being disappointed because you're not reaching your goal or your goals, right? And all of these things, I'm not saying not to do all of these things for forever. What I am saying is take a pause, right? So there's things that are not working. There are things that are not working. And even though I don't 100% agree with stats, to a large degree, a lot of it is absolutely accurate. Infinite gratitude. Thank you, Lala, so much for the taps. I see them. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. There is a reason. There are finite reasons why, simply speaking, affirmations do not work. There's a reason as to why a lot of us are in the 80 percentile of our dreams, our goals, our hopes, all of these things are failing. There is a finite reason for that. There's a finite reason, and there's infinite finite reasons as to why a lot of us, right, are at our wits' end. A lot of us are overwhelmed. A lot of us are undervalued, not appreciated. A lot of us are losing hope. We're hopeless. A lot of us are experiencing all of these things, and I say it all the time. Simply praying about it isn't going to work. Simply giving it all to God isn't going to work. Simply being in denial isn't going to work. You lying to yourself isn't going to work. Ignoring the undesirable truths isn't going to work. Infinite gratitude, love. I am recording. If you are in, oh, I didn't put the comments on. If you are in YouTube land, welcome in. I see you. I see the individuals who are joining in YouTube land. Thank you so much for joining us. This is All Things Mastery Thursday evening. So there are things that will never, never, never work. Why is this important? When I say what you don't know keeps you from attracting what you want? In this case, what you don't know keeps you from fulfilling your New Year's resolutions, right? And I'm not gonna go into the deeper metaphysical reasons, right? As much, especially when it comes down to the types of programs that we're under, right? The a lot of us are celebrating New Year's, and it's not factual, right? That this is the actual New Year's. Now, I'm pausing and giving caution to what I'm saying, because I know TikTok is a little sensitive when we speak about certain things like this, right? And so why is this important? One of the reasons why understanding, having the information and being educated on what you're celebrating, what you're practicing, because if you are clueless, this is how you stay in the trap. This is how you stay on the hamster wheel. Peace, Tamika. How are you, my love? This is how you stay trapped. This is how they keep you mentally enslaved. This is how they keep you programmed. This is how they keep manipulating your divine energy. This is how they keep ciphering off your energy by having you practice things that are not naturally in alignment with who you are mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, right? And so the more you educate yourself, the more you will learn. And so this live is all about peace. Lori, how are you? So this live is all about, right? You're doing your New Year's resolutions all wrong. Now, if you don't care about learning, if you don't care about educating yourself, if you really don't care about whether you fail or succeed, then by all means, skip your ass on out this live. However, if you are an individual, I'm great, Lori. How are you, love? If you are an individual who actually want to get out of that 80 percentile, again, the stats currently are showing that 80% of individuals, that means the 8+ billion people that are allegedly on this planet, are not fulfilling their New Year's resolutions. And there are reasons why, which also means if 80% of 8+ billion people on this planet are not fulfilling their goals, their wishes, they're not successful, that would beg the question, How many people are lying about the lies that they're telling? How many people are lying about the lives that they're telling you they're living? Right? We tell you all the time that what you see can trick you. What you hear can oftentimes trick you, right? And so if the stats are showing, right, that within 1 week of New Year's, within 1 week, now, mind you, this is just the second, right? This is just the second, and billions of people are celebrating New Year's, right? Billions of people have already set their New Year's resolutions. However, let's give the undesirable facts, right? Within 1 week, 77% of people, right? They maintain their New Year's resolution. So whether they want to lose weight, whether they want to eat healthier, whether they want to save more money, whatever, whether they want to forge healthy relationships, right? Whether they want to travel, whether they want to, get into a healthy relationship, whether they want to find a partner, or whatever it is, within the first week, 7 days, 77% of people actually fulfill their goals. Now, 7 days, right? This is just 1 week. Within 2 weeks, 71% of people keep their resolutions. Now, this is 2 weeks. So these 71%, now these are the people that seems a little bit more eager. These are the people that actually that are being a little bit more consistency. Now, watch how this number drastically drops, right? Within 1 month. Now, let me say this again. Within 1 week, 77% of people actually meet their goals. 7 days. 14 days, within 2 weeks, that number drops by 7%. 71 of people still are being consistent. Within the first month, this means by February 1st, 8% of people will still be on the course. 8% of people will still be consistent. 8% of people will still honor their commitment that they made to themselves, that they're going to be consistent in choosing better foods, that they're going to work out, whatever that means, whether it is going to a gym or whether they're working out at home. Only 8% of people are educating themselves. Only 8% of people are doing exactly what they did. 8% of people are investing in their self-development. 8%. Do y'all realize within the first 30 days, we went from 77% of people who are setting New Year's resolutions from the first day to the 30th day or 31st day. That number significantly drops to 8%. You don't have to believe me. Just look at the state that we're in right now. Look at how many people are sharing how many bad days they had. Look at the amount of people who are miserable. And this is no dig to them, right, Son LT? Lala, that's crazy, right? From 77% to 8% in 30 days. And we're not paying attention to that. That says a lot about what's going on. Just look at the state that we're in. Look at the arguments that we're still in. Look at the blaming that we're still doing. Look at the state that we're in. We still have people in poverty. We still have so many people suffering. We still have so many people bitter, broken. We still have so many people who are failing. Well, I don't even like to use that word. I'll just say who are not meeting their goals, right? And so it is absolutely imperative that at some point you sit down and be transparently honest with yourself. Yes, Lori, they aren't elevated. 77% to 8%, right? There are billions of people in this world. You're telling me that 80% of people are still not getting it, still not investing in themselves, still are suffering when they don't have to, still are lying to themselves, still are not getting the help that they need, still not getting that what they have been doing isn't working, because look at the results. Just look at the results, right? And so we want to move from that 80% of people who are not living their best lives. We want to move from the 80% of people who are constantly suffering who are constantly suffering, who are miserable, who are hopeless, who are overwhelmed. The 80% of people who are working with people, with companies that they don't like, that they're miserable, who still bitching and moaning and complaining. The 80% of people who lack discipline. The 80% of people who don't care that they're sheep. 80% of people who are just consumers. All they doing is buying and buying and buying and buying and just giving their hard-earned money away. 80% of people who are claiming that they want financial freedom but haven't created a budget from themselves. 80% of people who want to forge healthy relationships but don't want to do the work. 80% of people who want to attract love but don't really love themselves. 80% of people who want to be healthier in their bodies, who don't want their bodies filled of dis-ease. We don't want to be a part. I don't wish that for you, right? However, there's a question that we need to ask ourselves. What am I missing? What am I getting wrong? What am I not doing? We have to sit down at some point. If you care about yourself, I should say, at some point, you have to sit down and ask yourself some really tough questions. Yes, Lord, it's hard to change and stick with it. Hard work pays off. It's absolutely right. And I'm glad you said that, because that leads me to gaining different perspectives and different perceptions. And now I have taught, for those of you who are familiar with me, I've taught several times that your language plays a huge role in what you attract, right? We hear it all the time. You don't attract necessarily what you want. You attract according to what you're being. What do I mean, Venus? You attract according to your frequency, according to your vibration. Now, understand that there are exceptions. Understand that there's a lot more to it. However, in this space and time that we're in, the information that I'm going to give you, foundational information, fundamental information, okay? This is a good starting point. A lot of individuals don't have a clue where to start because they've been consuming so much information, because a lot of us are desperate. I get it. A lot of us want the quick fix. I get it, because it is challenging to some degree, right? However, remember I say what we feed gains power and what we starve loses its power. And a lot of us verbally are feeding the very same things we want to destroy. A lot of us are indirectly, unconsciously or subconsciously feeding the very same old belief system, unhealthy belief system, unhealthy mental programming, behaviors, all of these different things. And then we wonder why we're still in the 80 percentile, right? Of individuals that their New Year's resolutions fail within the first 30 days. That's incredibly alarming. That's incredibly alarming. What you speak plays a huge part in whether or not you're successful, and determining not whether you remain consistent with your goals, right? I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were speaking, and he's like, "Man, you know, we've known each other for over 20 years." And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you know, we getting old." I was like, "Skirt? Hold on now, let's backtrack." I said, "Don't talk about yourself like that, because I don't return to sender before you even finish the sentence," right? However, just that mentality. So when I speak about old behavior patterns, again, if you're joining me, we're speaking about you're doing your New Year's resolutions all wrong. And so in this conversation, I was telling him that you should really stop saying that you're getting old, because your subconscious, your unconscious, right, doesn't understand the difference. Your body doesn't understand the difference. The 75 trillion cells on your body does not understand the difference. It's only going to conform to what you're saying. Why? Because everything is indeed energy. Everything is frequency. And I understand it's not like, oh, we're not shouting, we're not talking about it. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't wish for you to remain in that 80 percentile. However, the way you get out of that 80 percentile and into the 20% percentile, or some call it the 1%, right, of individuals who are truly, authentically living their best lives, is by you understanding some of the things, by you understanding the things that I'm speaking right now. By you being completely honest with yourself and realizing that, hey, what you've been doing isn't working. And so I said, you know what, you should really stop saying that. Now, does that mean that we should be oblivious of the natural cycle of life? Does that mean that you should be oblivious that this avatar eventually will return to the earth? Does that mean to be oblivious that at some point in time in life you're going to transition? And no, it doesn't mean to be oblivious. However, remember, what you feed gains power, and what you starve loses its power, right? And so when we're speaking about being healthier, mind, body, soul, what do you think is required, right? Studies have proven that words can make people sick, and I know a lot of us know this all too well. Also, a lot of us aren't doing anything about what we know to be true, right? If your words can harm you, if your words can make you sick, your words can also make you strong. Your words can also make you healthy. Your words can also create, right? And so even in a good book, it says what? Life and D is in the power of the tongue. It is indeed. If you understand your biology, you know that your cells on your body, the 75 plus trillion cells on your body, is alive. What do you think you're doing? What do you think those cells are doing when you talking crazy about yourself? Do you think your cells is like, oh, you just kidding, we're not really getting old? No. Your cells take it for face value. Your mind take it for face value. The universe or God concept take it for face value. It doesn't understand whether you're joking or not, right? Peace, Lyric, how are you, my love? So if you're constantly saying things like, oh, it was a day, oh, I had a week, oh, I'm getting old, oh, I don't want to do this, oh, I don't want to do that, I don't want to deal with people, I don't want to deal with, I'm broke and I don't have, and I got to do this, and I have to continue to work hard, and I have to continue, and I have to run, and I have to work, and I have to slave, and I have to, and you're miserable. It doesn't matter that you're lying to yourself, right? This is what we're indirectly feeding. And this is why a large majority of us are in that 80 percentile of individuals who New Year's resolutions fail within the first 30 days. That's incredibly sad. And this leads me to believe we don't know as much as we think we do. Like, how long are you going to continually do the same things over and over every year? You're repeating the same things over and over every year. Your health is declining, right? You're constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're constantly waiting for income tax to gain a little money. You're constantly saying, I'll go on vacation next year. You're constantly saying that I'll be happier once I get ... And here the next year. Here the next year is. Whether it's 2025 or not, it's 2020 something. It's 2020 something. How far have you gotten? How far have you gotten? Simply speaking, I'm going to do this. Simply speaking, like, I'm going to be wealthy. I'm going to be healthy. That's a part of it, right? But if that was the case, why are so many still in the 80 percentile of those who are not fulfilling their dreams and their goals? If all of these tips, tools, and tricks that people are sharing and have been sharing, why are 80% of people still living in poverty? Can someone answer that for me? Why are 80% of people still living in poverty? It's not like this information is secret. The information is out. Why does one tactic work for one person and not the other? Yeah, you got to get up and do something, Lori, right? It's insanity doing the same things every year. You're talking about, we're going to get better. We're going to be healthy. I'm going to stop arguing. I'm going to choose better, right? Where I'm going to move wherever I want to move. I'm going to vacation, right? I'm going to be happier. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to stop being a consumer. You understand? Infinite gratitude, Miss, for the support follow, right? Every year we speak in the same resolutions, but every year 80% of us are still declining. And we think that we're a lot of us are under the impression that things are not changing. I'll say it again. This is an indisputable fact. Nothing remains the same. Everything is moving. You're either moving forwards or backwards. You're either going to the right or to the left. You're either going up or down. Pardon me, right? Nothing is staying the same. Things only appear that they're staying the same. However, that only happens when you're constantly relying on your external sensory input. So your eyes may tell you that, oh, I'm move. Your eyes may tell you that, oh, I'm moving, so that means I'm going forward. No, you could be moving and going backwards. You could be moving and going backwards. That's an indisputable fact. So things are getting worse, not better. And the stats are proving that. It's not just me. I know a lot of you realize it. Like, y'all not deaf, y'all not dumb, and y'all not blind. Y'all not deaf, y'all not dumb, and you are not blind. You understand what I'm saying? Even the 13.1% within 4 months, 13.1% of people are still meeting their goals. Within the 11th or 12th month, that number drastically drops to 1% of people. 1%. Now, I don't know about you. However, I have never heard a man or woman in their right mind say that they want to continue suffering, that they want to continue being broke, that they want to continue lying to themselves, that they want to continue not elevating, not expanding. I don't know about you. However, I have never heard an individual in their right mind say that they don't want to be loved, that they don't want human connection, that they don't want to be celebrated every now and again or all the time, that they don't want to be rewarded. I don't know about you, but I have never heard a man or woman in their right mind, that says, I just don't care about me. I don't love me. I don't love life, that just want to exit. I'm talking about people who love themselves, who care. I've never heard someone in their right mind just willingly, knowingly, intentionally saying they want to continue suffering. They want to continue hurting. They want to continue jumping from relationship to relationship. They want to keep down spiraling. Peace, Kanja. How are you, my love? Not in their right mind, right? So what are the reasons why 80% of people are not meeting their resolutions? Again, what you don't know keeps you from attracting what and who you want. What you don't know keeps you from elevating. What you don't know keeps you from manifesting. What you don't know keeps your New Year's resolutions unfulfilled. What you don't know keeps you devolving. What you don't know keeps you on the cycle of self-destruction, unawareness. And we learned Lala, right? She just completed. Lala is one of the ladies who completed the Creating Your Desired master program, right? She learned and she know all too well. There are levels to everything. There are levels to awareness. There are levels to unawareness, right? Those 80% of people are not fulfilling their New Year's resolutions because these are some things, right? One of those things are you don't have a clear plan. You don't have a clear plan. And if you do have a plan, you don't know how to work it and you haven't been working it, right? Because there's no way if you had a plan and you were working the plan that your New Year's resolutions are not coming to fruition. There's no way that if you had a plan, a really great plan, and you're executing that plan, that you end up in a worse situation than you were the year before. Right? There's no such thing. Everything needs a plan. Everything has an address. Everything has a formula. Everything. If you know anything about businesses, in order for them to thrive and to be successful, there needs to be a plan. If you don't have a plan, you keep running around in circles. If you don't have a plan, you keep finding yourself in a worse situation than the prior year. If you don't have a plan, you keep repeating the same unhealthy behavior practices. If you don't have a plan, you're not standing still. You're self-destructing, literally, right? No motivation. So not only do we not have a plan, infinite gratitude, Roberta, infinite gratitude. I celebrate New Year's in March, in the spring equinox. However, I understand your sentiment. So thank you so much. Happy new day to you. It's a new day. It's a beautiful day. I celebrate the New Year's and the spring equinox when it's supposed to be celebrated, right? Lori says you have to know the way to travel to get somewhere you want to go, right? Even at work, right? In order for you to get from your home to your work, guess what? There's an address, right? There's clear directions. There's clear directions. In order for you to get to plan A to plan B, you need directions. In order for you to bake a cake, you need directions. You need the ingredients. In order for you to do anything, you need the exact ingredients for whatever outcome you want. In order for you to fly anywhere, guess what you need? The destination. Not only the destination, you need the know-how, you need the resources, you need the means. If I wanted to go on vacation, I must first do what? Make a decision that I want to go on vacation. I must do what second? I need to choose where I want to go. I need to do what next? I need to figure out the cost. I need to figure out the expenses. If I want to go on vacation, I need to do all of those things. And I also need to what? Plan an itinerary. I need to know I need to do my research to find out what places are safe, what places are not safe. I need to know what budget. I need to know how much money I need. I need to know whether I need the necessary requirements. I need to know what documents I need, right? Because now in this society, you're not just getting on no plane without no ID. Whether it's a driver's license, whether it's a passport, you're not flying any and everywhere. Now, of course, you can take the vehicle, you can get there that way. However, if you plan on getting on somebody's plane, right, using somebody's airline to get from point A to point B, you need resources. You need what's required. And it's the same with New Year's resolutions. If you have a specific resolution, you need to understand everything that's required in order for you to attract whatever it is. So if your New Year's resolution is to be more healthier, guess what? You have to do a little bit of research on what's required for you to get healthier. You have to go to maybe a doctor. You have to pay attention to your body. You're going to have to get a physical to figure out where you are, where your starting point is. How are you going anywhere if you don't have a starting point? If you don't know where you're starting from, you haven't done an assessment of your finances. You haven't done an assessment of your spirituality, your spiritual thermometer. You haven't done an assessment of where you are emotionally. You haven't done an accurate, truthful, transparent, truthful assessment of where you are, yet you trying to get healthy. You haven't done an accurate assessment of where you are financially, yet you want to attract more money. You haven't done an accurate assessment of what you need to connect with a healthy person to build a relationship with, right? And you don't even know where you are. So there's certain things that's required. So no wonder why 80% of people resolutions are failing. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's not a hidden secret. The secret is not under the rocks. This fact is not under the rock. This information is not under the rock somewhere. It's right in your face. You know your life better than anybody else. You know your life better than anybody else. And another thing we were having a conversation about, me and my friend earlier. Somehow we got to the point where, and I'm like, we was just sharing things, and he's like, you don't believe me, right? That we were speaking about changing and different things like that. And he's like, you don't believe me? I said, the question is not if I believe you, the question is, do you believe you? Because you have to sit with yourself when you go home. It doesn't matter if I believe you're telling the truth or not. You know if you're telling the truth or you're lying to yourself. You have to go home and sit with that truth, or you have to go home and sit with that lie. That's going to affect you more than it affects me. You don't need my validation. You don't need my permission. You don't need me to accept what your truth is. You need to accept what your truth is. Right? And he's like, oh, this is why I love you. You're just so smart. I'm not no smart. You have the ability to be just as smart. It's just a lot of us lack information. A lot of us lack mentoring, right? I am not nowhere you cannot be. As far as intelligent goes, intelligence, as far as wisdom, as far as knowledge, as far as information, right? Because all the information that I have didn't just come from external resources. It came from within. Some of the things that I know, some of the things that I speak about, some of the things that I share isn't in any books, isn't any materialized material books. It's not in a book. It's in my soul book. It's within me, right? Just like it's within you. That's what we have to get. External information is indeed incredible. It can help you in so many ways. However, if you're constantly relying on external validation, on external information, on external help, you will never reach the ascension that you need to reach to come to such an awareness that you're able to make wise decisions for yourself. Yes, I got so many downloads today. It was crazy. Wonderful, not crazy. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Ashe, it was phenomenal. So as long as I'm here, I'm going to continue helping, right? And so all of the 8 people that are here right now, currently, you're supposed to be here, right? This is what I do. This is what I do. Does it mean that you're always going to be up on a roller coaster? Absolutely not. You have to experience duality. You have to experience polarity. There's no such thing as separation when you understand that we are all a part of the infinite oneness. There's no such thing as separating the light from the dark or the dark from the light, the good from the bad and the bad from the good, the up from the down and the down from the up, the right from the left and the left from the right. There's no such thing as separation in the sense to where you, in order for you to elevate, in order for you to gain deeper levels of awareness, you have to understand that you are both. Now, your actions and your decisions and your neural networks, your neural pathways, your information that you currently have is going to determine which side of which degrees are you, which side that you're falling on, which side that you're feeding the most. Same scale, different degree. Same scale, different degrees, right? Same scale. You wouldn't know happiness if you didn't know sadness. You would not understand how to differentiate from what's righteous and what's unrighteous, or who's righteous and who's unrighteous. You would not understand struggle from not struggling. You would not understand these things if you didn't experience. But with the information, you don't have to experience that which makes you uncomfortable, that which causes you suffering all the time. You were not purposed to experience suffering all the time. That should not be your purpose. And any person who thinks like that, sad for you. Sad for you that you think you are not supposed to, or you don't deserve to live your heaven right now. That you don't deserve to be happy 80% of the time. That you don't deserve to be loved genuinely, that you don't deserve to love yourself genuinely, that you don't deserve to be in poverty, that you don't deserve to not be in poverty, that you don't deserve not to struggle all the time, that you don't deserve, right? Those are the things that are deep within. And lying to yourself isn't going to work. Lying to yourself is going to get worse. It's going to get worse for you. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. What you don't know continues to hurt you and those you love. We claim that we love our family. We claim that we love our children. We claim that we love our spouses, right? We claim all of these things. We'll say, oh, I'll give a lung for mine. I'll give a kidney for mine, right? I'll give a arm for mine, right? We'll do all of these things in the name of loving our loved ones, except elevate, except do the work, except stop repeating the same unhealthy behavior patterns, right? We do all of these things. We talk, and then we lie, and then we are also influencing other people. You understand what I'm saying? So the cycle continues. You're not cursed. You're not cursed. You're not cursed. Your parents wasn't cursed. Their parents wasn't cursed. It's a cycle of behaviors. It's a cycle of behaviors. It didn't matter whether your mother, father, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, educator, teacher, philosopher. It doesn't matter if their mother's. It does not matter if they had the accurate information. It does not matter whether they had good intentions. It does not matter as much as you making a sound decision in your grown age right now to say, you know what? I know my mother loved me. I knew my father loved me, or whether they didn't love you. There's no justification, rhyme, or reason as to an excuse of why you're still repeating the same unhealthy behavior patterns. It just cannot be. Why are you still unhealthy in your body, in your mind? Why are you still broke? Why are you still waiting for income tax to come around, all to be broke again in February or March or June, whatever it is? Why are you still in unhealthy relationships? Why are you still lying to yourself? Why are you still lying to other people? Why are you still seeking validation from unqualified people? Why are you still listening to stupid people? Why are you still listening to people who don't know a damn thing, trying to teach you something all about the word no? Why are you still associated with people who you know don't operate with integrity? Why are you still people pleasing? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Why do you feel? I mean, I know the answers. I do. I know the answers. I do. This is what I teach. I've been teaching for more than 15 plus years. Self-mastery. I've been teaching more than 15 plus years. So I know what I know. There's certain things that I don't know. There's certain things that I will know. There's certain things that I absolutely do know. And what I'm telling you, I know. Why do you feel such a strong need to be in the midst of people that do not serve you, that people you know damn well who are lying, who are not living the life that they're saying they live? I'll tell you one of the reasons, because you don't have the awareness you think you have. You're not as wise yet as you think you are. This is just the undesirable truth. Do everybody want to hear it? No, and that's okay. I ain't talking to everybody. I'm talking to the men and women who want to change. You inwardly, knowingly or unknowingly, still lack the confidence, the information, the self-esteem that you actually need. And when I mean confidence, I'm talking about the confidence and courage, as well as courage to be like, you know what? I have love for you, bro. I have love for you, sis. Whether they're biological sis or bro or not, I have a lot of love for you as a being, as a human being. I have a lot of love for you. However, you're not healthy for me right now. You're stuck in the very life force energy out of me right now. Being attached to you is affecting me in a lot of ways. So we can't be as close as we were. Even if you don't say it, a lot of us aren't distancing ourselves from these people. We think it's a joke. We think it's a game. You're entertaining. Yes, boundaries. You're entertaining people who they're just horrible people. They're just horrible people. They just look good. They just make it look good. They making depression look good. They making lying look good. They making hopelessness and loneliness and frustration look good. Why do you feel the strong desire to be a part of these people? It's crazy. That now you talking about crazy, Lori? That's crazy. All for the sake of what? All for the sake of the title? You should really evaluate yourself. Or do you not think that every time you entertain this person, every time you involve yourself with this person, you think nothing is happening? There is always an energy exchange. You cannot go swim in nobody's pool and not get wet. And if you think you can do that, you are a whole 10 types of loony. Baby, Looney Tunes ain't got shit on you. You are a whole 10 types of loony if you think you can go swimming in a body of water and not get wet. So what do you think is happening when you are entertaining, connecting, sharing energies, exchanging energies with people who just don't give a damn about their lives? Because while they're in the same space, they're not in the same space, seemingly in the same place, but they haven't evolved. They haven't elevated. They just sound good. They talk a good game. They talk it, baby. Dummies can sound intellectual. If your life is not a mere reflection of what you talk, if your life is not a mirror reflection of all the shit you talk, baby, it's time to reevaluate some things. It's time to reevaluate some things. Look at the life that people are living that you're closely connected to. Birds of a feather will fly together. I'm going to say that again. Birds of a feather will fly together. Ain't no fucking such thing as you, just like I said, swimming in a pool and not getting wet. And every time you entertain these people, places, and things, every time you go to that job that you hate, every time you talk to somebody that you know you don't want to talk to, every time you exchange sexual energy, every time you make these decisions, every time you are feeding that very same thing, which internally, inevitably inevitably you're going to continue self-destructing. A reprobate mind. Inevitably you're going to self-destruct. Y'all listening to a whole bunch of people that they just sound good. They just sound good. That's it. They don't believe half of the shit they saying. You listening to somebody who goes to work for and I say this with all due respect. A lot of us are listening to people who go to work 9 to 5 or 9 to 12 hour shifts, whatever it is, at jobs that they know they miserable in. And they're trying to teach you about awareness. They're trying to teach you how to elevate. You have a lot of people who know damn well that they're not confident in themselves, that their self-esteem is below 11 feet deep. Trying to teach you about confidence, trying to teach you about how to be more healthier, trying to teach you about how to be courageous, trying to teach you about how to get out of the unhealthy cycles that you're in. How, Sway? You're not living the life that you're telling. How are you advising me and you're not living that life? How? And these are the people that you're entertaining. These are the people that you are allowing to feed you. These are the people you are entertaining, exchanging energies with. And a lot of us think it's all fun and it's all games. A lot of us think it's all fun and it's all games until you find yourself overwhelmed, until you find yourself deeply depressed, until you find yourself lonely, until you find yourself by yourself, until you find yourself so drained that you have to fight just to go get up. When you rise, that you have to fight. Some of us understand how it feels. I know because I've been there. The smallest of things took the greatest amount of efforts. Just getting up and bathing at some point took effort at some point when I was deeply depressed. A simple thing like going to brush my teeth, a simple thing like fixing my hair, a simple thing like putting on perfume, a simple thing like smiling, a simple thing like a simple thing like ironing, a simple thing like going to feed myself, a simple thing like drinking water. So I know what it is to be so ignorant and oblivious to the decisions that you're making, whether you had good intentions or not. There are individuals who are so depressed and having the hardest of times just going to the bathroom to brush their teeth, to fix their face. Don't care, showing up just any kind of way. Yet they're making they're disguising their depression. Peace, Omega. How are you, my love? They're disguising their loneliness and their depression. And they're doing everything. They are searching around like a fucking parasite, looking for any available host that's going to be dumb enough, docile enough, weak enough so they can suck the very life out of you. Because they're starving themselves. So what do? They come on live and they talk a good one. Meanwhile, they're ciphering your energy. Meanwhile, they're sucking the very life out of you. Meanwhile, they're sucking the confidence out of you. Meanwhile, they're sucking the energy out of you. Meanwhile, they're sucking the confidence out of you. Yes, Lori, energy vampires. Meanwhile, they're sucking you dry. Why? Because parasites needs hosts to survive. You know what? I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna slow down and I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna slow down and say that again. Parasites need host in order to survive. And I say that respectfully. I don't give a damn about whether that parasite look good, smell good, sound good, taste good, just express themselves good. A parasite is a parasite, and a parasite is going to do exactly what it was created to do. Feed off of you. And a lot of you don't even understand how you feel so depleted after visiting somebody's live. And I'm not talking about depleted in a healthy way. I'm talking about depleted in the most horrible ways. There are a lot of people who have parasites in their brain. Parasites don't only live in your stomach. People have parasites in their brain. Just look it up. Do the research for yourself. Don't just believe my word, even though you can. Do the research for yourself. Parasites need hosts to survive. They need hosts to thrive. They need energy. So they must feed off of you. They feed off of your spiritual essence. They feed off of your life. They feed off of your confidence. They feed off of your courage. They feed off of your body. And they're constant. All they do is take just like a fucking leech. And when you don't have an ounce of blood to give them, when you don't have an ounce of security to give them, when you don't have an ounce of praise to give them, when you don't have $1 left to give them, when you don't have a smile left to give them, guess what? They're going to leave you high and dry. And guess what they're going to do? Move on to the next host. Why? Because they're a parasite and they need energy. They need other to survive. Parasites need hosts to survive. And some of y'all are so desperate. It's sad to say, so desperate, so depleted that y'all are allowing so many people who are unworthy to suck the very life out of you. And then you wonder why your New Year's resolutions isn't working. You're dry. You're dry and you're depleted. You don't have available energy because you're too busy trying to be liked. You're too busy trying to be a part of the crew. You're too busy to get to the you're too busy trying to be the next popular content creator. You're too busy trying to drive the next best car. You're too busy trying to have the latest shoes. You're too busy trying to have the latest bag. You're too busy being a fucking consumer. You're too busy trying to be liked by others and not liking yourself. You're too busy trying to love people instead of loving yourself. You're too busy listening to other people getting your quick fix instead of sitting your ass down, realizing that you're an addict. You're addicted to self-pleasing. You're addicted to parasites. You're addicted to want to be a part of the crew. You're addicted. You've been bit by the bug. Now you want a truth pill? That's the truth. I had to admit to the truth one day. And there was some very hard truths. There was some very challenging truths. I had to admit that, hey, Venus, your walk ain't like your talk. You not walking it like you talking it. You are lying out here in these streets. You just making depression look good because I've always been into fashion. I made depression look good, baby. I made anxiety look good. I made it sound good because I have the gift of gab. I can talk. Baby, I can talk. I've always ran my mouth. Ever since I can say a word, baby, I've ran my mouth. However, now I'm educated. I run my mouth with education. I run my mouth with facts. I run my mouth with spiritual backings. I run my mouth with infinite facts because I can. I still pop my shit, baby, but I pop some good shit. I pop indisputable shit. I'm still me, right? The difference is I'm not ignorant no more. The difference is I'm not lying to myself no more. So when I say I'm happy, I'm happy. When I say I'm at peace, I'm at peace. When I say I'm not robbing Peter to pay Paul, I'm not. When I say I wake up when I want to, I march to my own beat, I do. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've made decisions to put myself here. I took actionable steps. I've committed to myself and I was consistent. Okay? So, baby, my look good now, it's a whole different look good, baby. My bop now, my two-step now, the swing of my neck, baby, it swing just a little bit different. The way my confidence hitting, baby, is hitting different. It's authentic and it's real. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a different type of swag. It's a different type of tone you take when you know you're not lying to people on live just for some likes. When you know you're not out here trying to just grab people and trying to suck people dry. It's a different type of praise, a different type of confidence when you know you out here being righteous, when you know you have the enough courage to disassociate with certain people because they live in a lie. It's a whole different type of confidence when you just stand on your boundaries. It's a whole different tone you carry when you really walk it like you talk it. When you're actually educated and you're not just throwing up or regurgitating shit you heard in somebody's book. Anybody can repeat something they heard in a book, baby. Let me tell you something. Anybody can repeat what they heard in a book, baby, but are you living the principles? Are you living the principles? You can talk about awareness all you want. You can talk about confidence all you want. You can talk about metaphysics all you want. You can talk about abundance and manifestation and attraction. You can talk about spirituality all you want. You can talk about the law of rhythm all you want. But is your life a mere image of it? How you talking about you understand metaphysical principles, spiritual principles? How you telling me you understand neuroscience? How you telling me you understand neuroplasticity? How you telling me you understand confidence? How you telling me you understand anything? And your life is not the mirror of it, baby. Your life ain't the mirror of it. How, Sway? You can repeat anything, baby, but can you close the book? Can you close the book and tell me what's in it? Can you close the book and tell me what's in it? Okay, this is one of my books. I'm the author, baby. I can tell you what's in this book. I can summarize all the activities, baby. ChatGPT didn't write this. I can tell you that there is a couple of typos. I can tell you, baby, closed book. You know why? Because it's in me now. It's in me. And this is why I titled this live, You're Doing Your New Year's Resolutions All Wrong. Never borrow whom you owe. Do you understand what I'm saying? Amen, conscious. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a whole type of different level when you're actually being who you're saying you're being. And a lot of you are taking advice from people who are just parasites, period. They're just talking a good game. They making it sound good, right? They just making it sound good. I know. Because I used to do it. Some people just got the gift of gab, and I'm not downplaying it. I'm not downplaying it because just like I said, I'm going to keep it transparent with myself first. Baby, I've always had a mouth on me. Anybody who know me from back in the day, even though I'm not the same young lady, little girl from back in the day, anybody that know me always told Venus got a mouth on her. That little girl, okay, because I'm short, I'm petite size, I'm fun size, okay, I'm fun size, okay, I'm 5'1", I'm fun size. However, I know what it is to be 4'3", 4'5", 4'11", 4. I know what it is. Okay, any one of them can tell you I've always had this, right? Even though I backed it up in an unhealthy way, baby, my backup to this, it hit so different. It hit different now. Okay, it's a different level of joy that you have when you're actually wise. When you're actually wise, when you're actually, yeah, laugh out loud, fun size, okay? Fun size. It be the chihuahuas that's the loudest, right? It be the chihuahuas that be out there barking, barking the loudest. Don't even be the big dogs. It be them little chihuahuas that be running their mouth. It feels good. So it comes to a point you have to understand. At some point, you're gonna have to, if you want to elevate, if you want to grow, if you do not want to be a part of the 80% of people on this planet, men, women, young people, okay, mature people alike, that's exceedingly down spiraling, baby, you're gonna at some point have to disassociate yourself from certain people, even if you love them. And you have to be okay with that. Yes, my joy is mine, Clinton. When I wake up, even one of my not so great days is still absolutely phenomenal. There's individuals in here that can testify. There's several ladies that has been mentored by me. Several. This is just what it is. And I'm extremely passionate about teaching, especially I'm especially passionate of teaching people how to master self and how to master your reality, because I know how it feels to be in that sunken place. I know how it feels to want to disappear, right? I know how it feels to be deeply depressed, to feel like the only way out is really out. I've been there and I tried it. I've been there and I tried it. Unbeknownst to me, it wasn't my time. There was a divine reason why I've been through and went through all the things that I've been through. Each and every one of you have a divine purposes on this earth. And one of my sole purposes is to do exactly what I'm doing now. Being a guide, being a mentor, an educator, being a speaker, being an inspirationalist, a motivationalist, right? To encourage other people, to help not only elevate the collective of souls, right? However, the planet that we're on. So I know how it feels to be so deeply depressed that you just want to escape. I know how it feels to be hopeless and lonely and feel unseen and feel unheard. I know how it feels. It just seems like every second of the day, there's just no escaping. You just cannot see the light, even if a flashlight was beaming in front of your face. I know how that feels. And I know a lot of people who are on the verge of committing suicide. I know for a fact, many of them, I dare say the majority of them, don't really want to commit suicide. They really don't want to off themselves. What they really want is the pain to stop. What they really want is the anguish to stop. What they really want is to be heard and to be seen and to be noticed and to be loved. What they really want is genuine, somebody to be genuine. What they really want is human connection. What they really want is just to live and to breathe. What they really want is not to struggle. That's all I wanted. I really didn't. I thought it was too late. So when you hear people say that they had out of body experiences, I know how that feels. I had one. I literally was looking at my physical avatar in my spiritual soul form. I felt everything. I felt my pulse getting weak. I felt my heart rate just pumping really, really slow. I seen all the people around me. Like, I was in the military, so it was a bunch of lieutenants. They came in my room, and sergeants and the other, my fellows. So, and they just like, what happened? And they trying to resuscitate me and save my life. And because we were on the fire, I had to get flown. Like, it was and at the time, and I'm saying, in my spiritual self, my goodness, your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable, blah, 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 has been restricted. This is why I'm streaming on YT. Before I finish this story, make sure once I'm done, you click the link in my bio and you come and find me on YouTube. I don't really like that follow, but follow me on YouTube or subscribe to YouTube, so you'll know that if anything happens on social media with these platforms, you'll know that you'll have another access point to me. It's always good to have different means of getting to the destination or following people. So I received the notification, and I honestly, I don't care, because I ain't gonna stop shit. Okay, I'm gonna still talk. Okay, I'm gonna still do what I do. Right. So back to what I was saying. While I was in, like, watching myself having that out of body experience, I'm saying to myself, no, 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 I'm not ready. I felt fearful. I'm looking at all of the people and I'm looking at myself lying there. Right. And all I remember saying is, no, 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 I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm not ready. I made a mistake. But at the time, I thought it was too late. I thought it was too late, because how am I seeing myself? I'm in my physical self, my avatar, my physical self was unresponsive, right? I was unconscious, yet conscious. You understand? So when people say they had a out of body experience, I understand that because I had it. I didn't see no white light. There was no tunnels. I didn't see the ancestors. That wasn't my experience. My experience was I definitely knew that I was outside of my body. That's for sure. I definitely knew and can hear myself tell myself, no, I don't want to go. I'm not ready. I still have my boys love me. I don't want to do this again. I was apologetic. My spirit self literally followed my avatar with all the other NCOs, like my body was limb. I seen the whole thing. I've literally seen the whole thing. I remember everything. My spirit self, my avatar self remembers everything. I remember them sticking tubes down my throat. I remember them. It was some type of black stuff that they put down your throat. If anybody know what it is to draw up all of the toxins, right, from out of a person's body and stomach. So I literally knew all of that. And once my spirit or soul came back to charcoal, there you go, Lori. Lori, you understand. You understand, like, how am I saying it was the charcoal? There you go, Lori. Right? Once my soul or spirit came back into my body, I was coming to. And then I was on suicide watch. So they was about to kick me out of the military and everything. One of the greatest decisions I've made in that moment is that come hell or high water, snow, rain, sleet, snow, no matter what it is, I am going to figure out how I got to that point, to where the only decision was for me to disappear. Ever since then, I started taking things more serious. That's when I started diving deeper into psychology, learning about the mind, learning about neuroprogramming, learning about science, learning about spirituality, learning about me, who I was chemically, biologically, as a spirit person, as a physical person. I dove deep and I've been consistent ever since. And now that I have mastered those things, it's not to say that I don't experience lows. I experience lows. But baby, when I tell you how high my lows are, some of y'all, it would be hard to fathom. It will be hard to fathom. Even my lows are highs. I don't think some of y'all don't get that. Y'all not, even my lows are highs now. Why? Because I get it. I understand neuroprogramming. I understand frequency. I understand energy. I understand that there's power in what I speak. I understand that there's power in what I think. I understand my body more. I understand biology more. I understand spirituality more. I understand science more. So even my lows are highs. And I talk it like I walk it, and I walk it like I talk it. And all I do is come before you and I present something to you. I present a formula to you. Scientifically, spiritually, that information that works. Yes, words are spelled. This is what I offer to you, right? This is what I offer to you. My skill, my knowledge, my expertise, and I don't sugarcoat shit. If you decide that, if you feel a connection to me, if you understand that you're not here just by luck, coincidence, or happenstance, if you feel a connection to me, if you felt that we are in alignment, right? If you felt led, you are going to invest. You're going to invest mentally, you're going to invest financially, you're going to invest spiritually, you're going to invest energetically. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. There must be and is always an exchange. The difference between me and those like me operating, people who operate in righteousness like me, right, is not, I'm just going to say it plain. We're not ripping you off. You understand? Because if you know and have heard the things that I teach, you know that I'm not the only one teaching it. What you also know is that a lot of the experts who are teaching what I teach, you don't have access to them unless you are and have available means, meaning that you can travel wherever you want to, meaning that you have hundreds and thousands of dollars to invest. You don't have access to them. So we're not going to pretend like we're not in this world. We're not going to pretend that there's not going to be an exchange. Ain't nothing free in this world, and you should really get away from that misconception. You should really stop listening to people who spew that unhealthy rhetoric. Ain't nothing free. Love ain't free. Affection ain't free. Energy ain't free. There's always an exchange. Perception, perspective, insight is important. You must exchange something. A lot of us are still broke because we don't understand you have to exchange energy in order to receive like energy, which means if you want money, at some point you're going to have to invest the same energy. That just happens to be money. We're not going to sugarcoat it. And there are genuine people out here who actually know what they're talking about. There's actual people out here who are D&D qualified and who are experts. How many courses, classes, lectures, different things like that? How many universities, how many schools are you going to keep? You're going to keep entertaining. Peace, Oracle. How are you, my love? How many are you all to be not where you want to be? And you're correct. We are moving into a new year. We're moving into a new year. So guess what? The wonderful news is you still have time to plant your seed. It is not over. Choose not to be a part of the 80% who never reach their New Year's resolutions, who never remain committed to themselves. I just showed y'all the stats. It's true. No more than 4 weeks later, 77% drops to 8%. It drops again to 1% of the 8+ billion people on this planet who actually see and live their New Year's, new you. You still have time. You still have time to plant your seeds. You still have time to get the mentoring. You still have time. Be the change you want to see. You want financial wealth, but then you're stingy. We bitch about spending $30, $40 on self-development. We bitch and moan and complain about that. Not y'all, some of us. We bitch and moan and complain about that, yet you spend $50 on Yara perfume to smell good, to attract a man, knowing you broken, bruised up. Knowing damn well it don't matter whether you smell good or smell bad. You ain't ready to attract no damn partner. Not a healthy relationship. Not a healthy relationship. You want more financial wealth, but you're not willing to let go. You're not willing to exchange nothing. Yes, are some things risks? Absolutely. Peace, Adore. How you doing, love? You're not willing to let go. You're not willing to give. You just want to take, and you want to harbor, and you wonder why there's no available space for anything in your life. You have to exchange. It's a two-way street. You have to give and allow it to come back to you. You can't expect something to come to you if you just being stingy. Now, am I telling you to be frivolous? Am I telling you to be ignorant? Am I telling you not to be cautious? No. But what I am telling you is stop being stingy, stop being greedy, stop having that poverty mindset. Wealthy people are not stingy. Wealthy people understand something. They understand energetic exchange. Money is energy too. Love is energy. How do you want love to come to you if you're not even loving yourself? What are you exchanging? You're miserable. Your mouth is, I'm talking not a good reckless, a horrible reckless. You talk to people all types of crazy. You belittle people. You harshly judge people, but you want somebody to come into your life for what? Love. You want somebody to come into your life with respect, to respect you, and you don't even give respect. You want something you're not giving. That don't make sense. That don't make sense, not one bit. You want opportunities, but yet you're not willing to position yourself. You want to be in alignment with whatever it is, but you don't want to get in a line. You don't want to be in a line. You want action, but you don't want to act. The two words are one. The two syllables or whatever it is one. The prefix to action is what? ACT, act. You want all of these things, but you don't want to position yourself to act. You just want to talk about it. And then you keep yourself occupied and entertained because you don't want to face the truth. You don't want to face the music. Right? Come on, let's be honest. Let's just be honest. You rather invest in another pair of shoes. You rather keep being a consumer and wonder why you still on the slave train. Wonder why you still roped up and DOPED'd up, right? On the wheel, on the hamster wheel. You wondering why you still work for massa. You wondering why you still miserable. You wondering why you still, oh my God, I got to take a call and these people is this and these people is that. You wondering why you're still miserable. You wondering why you're having the same conversations over and over. You wondering why you're still robbing to pay the people, Peter, Paul, Pecker, Woody Woodpecker, whoever you robbing to pay. You're still wondering why you're not having healthy relationships. You're still wondering why you're single. I'm talking about those who don't want to be single, who telling themselves the truth. Those who not lying about, oh, I'm single by choice. No, you are single by choice, but that's not the deeper choice. Let's keep it all the way real. You're not willing to do the work. Right? We want these things. We want abundance. But we don't want to understand what abundance is. You already are abundant. You are already experiencing abundance. It's just 80% of y'all are experiencing misery in abundance. You're experiencing hopelessness in abundance. You're experiencing sadness in abundance. You're experiencing poverty in abundance. You're experiencing lack in abundance. You're experiencing low self-esteem in abundance. You're experiencing no confidence in abundance. You're already abundant, receiving abundance. You're always attracting and you're always manifesting. You see what I mean? But how information is indeed powerful, how it matters. The information you have, what you don't know can hurt you. It is hurting you, and it will continue to hurt you if you don't get it. Right? You're already abundant. So when you hear people speak, oh, I want to attract abundance, you're already attracting abundance. You're just attracting an abundance of all things that you don't want, need, or desire. So how do you move from being having in abundance of all the things that you no longer want to now being and attracting abundance of all things you actually do want? How do you do that, Venus? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. If you're on YouTube, you can see the screen that I have. You can see the diagram that I have for you. Creating your desired reality, moving from an abundance of all things that you don't want to experience, from your New Year's resolutions flopping, that's a good word for it, not failing, but flopping, to moving to having and seeing and witnessing all of your New Year's resolutions come to fruition. hence your new desired reality, going from not enough love, a lack of love, lack of peace, lack of money, lack of opportunities, lack of excitement, lack of bliss, lack of money, lack of all of these things, excuse me, to more of love, healthy relationships, good opportunities, more joy, more bliss, right? There's a formula. Remember in the beginning, I told you all there's a formula to everything. If you want to bake the cake, there's a recipe for it. Right? If you want it to come out the way you want it to come out, if you want it to taste good, look good, smell good, be moist and all that, guess what? You gotta follow the recipe. You need the ingredients, you need the tools, you need the techniques. You need to know when to pour, when not to pour. You need to know what to pour, what not to pour, and when to pour it. You need to know the temperature. You need to, first of all, you need the oven. Okay. You need certain things in order to get to from point A to point B. You need a formula. This is why 80% of us are flopping in our New Year's resolutions, because we do not have the formula. We are unclear. We don't have a plan. We don't have a blueprint. We're in alignment with everything, everybody, every place, but who, what, and what we want to be in alignment with. A lot of us do not understand you don't keep what you don't cultivate, which means if you're not consistent in developing, if you're not consistent in whatever it is that you want, guess what? You're not going to keep it. You do not keep what you do not cultivate. So you need a plan. You need a blueprint, right? So that's the teaching. Okay. That's the teaching. That's the teaching. That's the teaching that we need. So do you understand? Was the information helpful? You need a blueprint. You need to remember who you are. You need mentoring. No tree stands alone in the forest. No plant stands alone in the forest. Just because you cannot see the roots are connected doesn't mean they are not connected. Just because you don't see that they are connected don't mean that they are not connected. Do you understand? Just because you don't look like a tree don't mean that you don't share the oneness, the energy, the frequency of that tree. Just because you are not just water, physical water, you're not liquefied, doesn't mean that you are also not water. Just because you can't see the air that you're breathing in, the oxygen, doesn't mean that you're not breathing. Do you understand? Just because you can't literally physically see your heart pumping or blood moving through your veins doesn't mean that it's not there. You know it's there. You know it's there. And in order for you to be healthy, you have to do what? You have to get clear on you wanting to be healthy. 2, you need education on how to remain healthy. Not only physically, you need to know what to eat, what not to eat, and moreover, you need to have the information. You need to have the information. You need to have the information. You need to understand the foundations and the fundamentals of these things. If you don't, guess what? You're going to continually go nowhere real fast. And I mean that in the most loving way. You're going to go nowhere really, really fast. You absolutely need these things. Your belief systems, your internal dialogue, all of these unseen networks, all of these contribute to. So if you want your New Year's resolutions, you actually want all the things you're saying you want, it isn't too late. It isn't too late. Okay. It isn't too late. Ooh, child. It isn't too late. And just let me give a shout out to all of the mentees to Creating Your Desired Reality. Adore, Gia, Tamika, Lala. Who else did I see came through here today? Hey, hi Gia, hi love, right? All of the mentees who just completed. Sha stopped by earlier. All of the mentees who just completed the month-long Creating Your Desired Reality. When I tell you, it was phenomenal. It really was phenomenal. There was so many wonderful reviews, exceptional reviews. I am so extremely happy that that the women who participated received so much value, and they're literally transforming their lives. I am entirely grateful. And we talk about success. It was absolutely successful. Absolutely. Um, all of the women who completed have, well, most of them who submitted the reviews, 5 stars, baby. 5 stars, you see it. 5 stars, you see it. 5-star review. 5-star review. A 5-star review. Okay, it works. It works. The master classes and the master programs, I do the very best to make them engaging plus informative, right? And we give it up how we give it up. Okay, the same version you get here is the same version that you get there of me. Authentic, transparent, right? If it ain't sweet, it ain't gonna be sweet. That's just what it is. The indisputable, undesirable, and desirable truth. We get it. So if you enjoyed, pardon me, if you enjoyed what I've taught, what you've heard, if you feel a connection, I'm going to invite you to join my next, which is going to be my last one, my last master program for some time, because I have one of the reasons is I have a lot going on, and I want to make sure that I'm consistent, that I'm walking it like I'm talking it. So this is going to be my last master program for some months. If you are interested, right, in learning the things, a lot of the things that I've taught tonight in detail in a more intimate setting, you are more than welcome to learn more information, right? And to register or enroll, we begin 118, depending on how many registers we got, how many people enroll, we will continue with it. So if you, again, have liked and enjoyed some things that I've said, if everything that I said resonated with you, and you no longer want to be a part of the 80% of men and women who flop every year with their New Year's resolutions, I invite you, click the link in my bio. It's a the biggest sign that says CYDR, which stands for Creating Your Desired Reality. You can read all about the benefits. The reviews are not posted yet. I'll come live again and I'll just share with you the reviews of real people, real results, right? Getting real results. I was going to do it this evening. However, the spirit was flowing how it was flowing. And I spent a lot of time just teaching. And so I'll come live again, just speaking about the master program, telling you the reviews, how it went, all of the goods, all of the goods. Gia is one of the mentees. I'm telling y'all, get in the class. You get me on an intimate setting. It's more private. It's not on TikTok. It's not on YT. Nothing against it. It's just not. It's more intimate. It's more private. You get to learn. You get to have Q&A. We do exercises together. We do quick quizzes together. We learn in real time, right? It's not, I'm a more hands-on. So I love being engaged with you. I love being present with you. And all of the master classes is done via Zoom. So I get to walk you hand in hand, right? Because a lot of us, we learn better. We're kinesthetic learners. We like the hands-on. Infinite gratitude. That's cute. So we like hands-on, and I like to see you. I like you to see me. We want to exchange positive energies. We want to hold each other accountable. We want to be an inspiration to each other. So I'm a hands-on type of gal. I'm a hands-on type of woman. That's how we learn, right? And so we're not learning audibly. We're learning visually. We're learning spiritually. We're learning mentally, and we do that. This is why I love the master programs, right? Outside of the teachings that I do every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is on an intimate level. So if you are interested, or even if you be like, you know what, there's time. March is approaching, okay, when the real New Year is actually commences in the spring equinox. So if you know that there's some things that you're missing some of the pieces of the puzzle, you're missing some information, now is the time for you to make a decision. Remember, any destination that you want to get to, you first need to make a decision. You first need to be very clear on your decision. And then you need to get the qualified mentoring, whatever it is in which you want to evolve, you want to know, you want to do. You go to that particular person that is an expert in whatever that thing is. You never find a man or woman that wants to be a doctor that spends hundreds of thousands of dollars going to what do you call it? School for electricians. Why? Because they don't want to be an electrician. They want to be a doctor. So they go to medical school. They get trained in the medical field. They do their residency in a hospital, right? Very different. If you wanted to be an electrician, guess what? You're going to go get educated by an expert electrician. If you want to be a plumber, you go get educated by an expert plumber. If you want to do real estate, you go get educated on an expert realtor, right? That's just not beating around the bush, that don't just want to take your money and run, that don't give a damn about you at all. They just care about their bottom line. I've known and spoke to people like this. They don't care, not everybody, but I've personally spoken to people who do not give a damn about people who cannot afford a certain dollar value. I was personally told, do not continue teaching women who can't afford hundreds of dollars to teach what you teach. That's on spirit. You understand what I'm saying? There are people who will turn people down just because they do not have a certain dollar value. Now, even though you will invest, there is a currency exchange. With $47, if you're not worth $47, if you think $47 is a lot for the amount of value that I can only speak from me, that I give, continue doing what you're doing. Because it don't matter whether you want to forge a healthy relationship, whether you want love, whether you want money, whether you want wealth, whether you want better opportunities, whether you want to experience whatever it is. If you do not understand the things that I'm teaching you, if you do not understand you, meaning your physical self, because you are a triune being, if you do not understand your physical self, your spiritual self, your soul self, your mental self, which means if you don't understand the physiology, if you don't understand the biology of you, if you don't understand the chemical makeup of you, if you don't understand neuroscience, right? If you don't understand neuroplasticity, if you don't understand how your brain works, how your mind works, if you don't understand consciousness, guess what you are going to continually do? Every year, you are going to be amongst the 80% of people who New Year's resolutions always flop. So if you want to keep playing with your life, by all means, you're the one that has to live it. However, I'm here to present something for you. One of my philosophies is I do not force, I flow. There's a purpose and a defined, definite, infinite reason why you are here, why I am here in this moment. Yes, it's $47, right? So that's while I'm here. I'm offering, if you know that you are ready and willing, then you receive. If not, so be it. Right? But if you truly want to elevate, if you truly want to stop doing the same shit over and over, if you truly want to build confidence and self-esteem and put yourself in better positions, whether it's becoming an entrepreneur, whether even if it's working for someone, at least work in a career for a company that you're passionate about, that you love to be there, because there are some people who work for other people that are happy. I know nurses that are really happy working in certain hospitals and not having their own practitioner, right? I know plenty of people in different areas that really love doing what they do. However, there are also plenty of people who don't love working for the people they work for. However, they don't have the blueprint, they don't have the information, and they don't have the mentoring so they can position themselves to do something that they really want to do. Your environment plays a huge part on your mental. Your environment plays a huge part, not only your external environment, your internal environment. A lot of y'all ain't happy in your homes. A lot of y'all spend so much time in y'all vehicles before y'all even go in a house, men and women. Divine Ducky, I'm not sure when the registration is going to close. This is the second enrollment, so if at least 10 people enroll, then we'll commence on January 18th. So I'll keep you updated. I'm not sure when it's going to close, right? This is the second launch. So this is the first time I'm speaking about it in depth, that we start the second enrollment on the 18th. So if there's at least 10 people who register, we'll commence it, we'll continue. However, if it's less than that, then I'll refund. So it is completely up to you. And I'll come again. I'll do a pop-up again, and I'll speak about it, and I'll give y'all the testimonies, the true testimonies of all of the women who maintained it. Out of all the registrations, I'll speak about who consistently stayed, who left, who didn't complete. I'll share all of that with you. I'll share the reviews with you all. I'll share some of the things, the benefits, and all of those different things with y'all. So if you know it's for you, then simply just register. Don't wait. That's my encouragement. If you know something is for you, if you know you need something, don't wait. Don't wait. Just do it. The best thing you can do is just do it. That's all. Stop putting things off until tomorrow, because that saying is extremely true to a degree. For me, my perspective is that life isn't short. Life is life. There is a natural cycle of life. Okay, we're not going to always be on this planet. However, what I do know is that our souls and our spirits are infinite. They will never die. Never, never. However, the same goes for this avatar, this experience that you're having here. It does have a completion date. So my encouragement is stop putting your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your resolutions, whatever it is, don't put that on hold, because every decision you make is doing what? Remember, there's always an exchange. What you give is what you get back, right? So every decision you make, no matter how micro, right? No matter how micro or no matter how macro, every decision you make is imperative to the life that you want to manifest, the life that you want to create. That's just the truth. Okay? That's just the truth. Now, if you haven't heard me say this before, baby, I'm not desperate. I am not desperate for no dollar. Okay? So this is not one of them talks. I'm not desperate for your dollar. I'm not desperate for your time. I'm not desperate for your likes. I'm not desperate for your friendship. I'm not desperate for your menteeship. I say that with all due respect. So I can teach and educate and share from a place of wholeness. I say that to say this, what I'm saying. I can give from a place of fulfillment and wholeness. I'm not teaching and educating and mentoring from a place of lack. Those two don't go hand in hand. I cannot genuinely, purely, authentically educate you, mentor you, if I am lacking in most of these important areas. If I'm desperate, worrying about me, I have to pay bills, I have to do this, I have to do this. If I'm constantly, I cannot effectively teach you, not from purity. Why? Because I'm desperate myself. because I need your dollar. So I'm gonna, get in the course, get in this, baby. You can do or you don't. I say that sincerely, respectfully, with all love, baby. If you don't, it will not put a hole in my boat. It will not put a hole in my boat. Okay, that's important. At this point in my life, and it's been like this for quite some time, I don't aspire to be a millionaire. That's another thing. To kudos for whoever do. That's just not my goal. It hasn't been my goal. Would it ever change? I don't know. As for now, and as for then, up till now, I don't aspire to be a millionaire. I don't. That's just an authentic truth. And I'm not desperate for your dollar. My bills are still going to be paid. I can still wake up peacefully, go to rest peacefully. I wake up when I want to. I don't clock in for nobody. I'm not bragging about that. I say that with all confidence because I took the necessary steps and cultivated my life and positioning my life right now to where I can freely teach. I can charge only $47. That is about $7 per master class. 9 master classes at $7. I can freely give you and offer you my energy, my expertise, because I'm not desperate for a dollar. I'm not desperate for your life. I'm not desperate for any of that. I am grateful. I am infinitely grateful. There's not a lot of people who can say that. There's not a lot of people who are ruled by their purity and their genuineness, who care more about you, your elevation, and your happiness more than they care about their bottom line. And I know you know that to be true. You see and speak to these people every day. Every day. I present an opportunity to you. I present an offer to you. That's it. You either take it or leave it. No, but it might put one in mind. Yeah. Okay. So listen, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Infinite gratitude for the likes, infinite gratitude for the gifts, infinite gratitude for you spending just sharing your beautiful energy with me, exchanging your beautiful energy. It's always an honor. It really is always an honor and a pleasure every time I see you. All of the new energies, the new souls, the new spirits, the new beings that I connect with here, all of you who followed me, followed. I don't like that follow word. All of you who supported me by, following the channel, infinite gratitude. All of the individuals who are here on YouTube, infinite gratitude for spending your time with me, exchanging, pardon me, exchanging your beautiful energy with me as well. It is always an honor. This was another All Things Mastery show, podcast, whatever floats your boat. You can use it all. I come before you every Thursday evening if I don't have other things going on. And we talk about tons of different things about, relationships, more so about, spiritual matters, mental reprogramming, all things self-mastery. And that includes everything and anything that falls under that umbrella. It's always a pleasure and an honor to see the familiar faces and the familiar names. It's always a pleasure. I bid you infinite love, peace, and enlightenment for you and your family, no matter what it is. Be mindful, be grateful, right? Have an attitude of gratitude when you rise and when you rest, right? And just know that, baby, the plan will work if you work it, especially if you get a plan. With that being said, until next time, peace. Wait, let me end the live stream on YouTube first.